It's Ian from RTO here. Welcome to A Perfect Side, where I listen to an album over and over again and then I'll say which is my favourite side. And today we've gone for a Beatles album, and as I said at the end of the previous album, I didn't know which one to do, so I put them all on a little wheel, like we do for the Wheel of Fortune and the years, and I just spun it and it stopped on Rubber Soul. So Rubber Soul is the 6th album by the Beatles, and it came out on the 3rd of December 1965. So, track 1 on Rubber Soul is Drive My Car. Now this, at the time, was different from what we've been getting, the more poppy song. This was a little bit more gritty and the different direction that the Beatles were starting to go in. And I loved that, Drive My Car. I love that piano. Baby, you can drive my car. Boom, boom, boom. Absolutely brilliant little track that is. The second track on here is one of my favourite songs that the Beatles ever did. Norwegian Wood, This Bird Has Flown. Lovely harmony lyrics. Some nice guitar on this. The words are fantastic, and it's just a classic, and I love that track. Okay, the next track is You Won't See Me. Another really good track. I like the little guitar piece that George does on this. Again, it's just changing the direction a little bit. It's quite catchy as well. Up next is another song full of wonderful harmonies. Was featured in the Yellow Submarine film, of course, and it's Nowhere Man. He's a real nowhere man. I just love this track. I like the guitar. It's what I like about it. It reminds me of someone learning to play the guitar, because it's got that feel to it. It seems like, I'm enjoying this, but it's the way that George not stops and starts it, but the flow of it. It really works, and I do like that track. Then we have a George Harrison penned song called Think For Yourself. And I think this is one of the heavy tracks on here. It's got some really good riffs. And once again, when they let George put a song down, he puts a good one down, and I really like that. Okay, next up is The Word. I just love the quirkiness of the bass line from Paul. Again, the vocal is really good on this. It's a little bit different as well, and it's got a sort of quirky stop-start sound to it, but it flows wonderful. Then to end the side, we have Michelle. The harmonies are great, the bass line is great, and we get a nice guitar solo from George on this. Really, really good track to end the album. So let's flip it over to side 2. And side 2 opens up with a song that I just don't like. It made my Bad Beatles top 20 as well. What Goes On. Don't need to do country, boys. Leave that to the country singers. It's Ringo singing, and it's not his best vocal. Never like that. Then we get Girl, which I love. It's just that girl. Oh, it just really makes the track. The words are really good as well. Very good track. I'm Looking Through You. A very quirky little song. Don't mind that. Then we have another classic on this album, In My Life. One of the many great classic tracks on here. I love this song. It's gentle. It's wonderfully written. It's written by John Lennon. Very, very good. Then we get Wait, an interesting arrangement, lots of percussion and maracas here. It's okay. I wouldn't say it's one of my favourite tracks on the album. Then we have another George Harrison song, and it's If You Needed Someone. It's got some nice harmonies. It's a good track. George always wrote a good track. Then the album ends with a track called Run For Your Life. Now this one just get forgotten about on the album. It's a really strong track, and it's got a really good guitar solo from George. Now this album has got so many good tracks on it. It was the album that sort of changed the sound a little bit, and going towards the more psychedelic, and it was the start of the lead up to Sgt. Pepper, of course. So this one went down to the tracks that I'm not very keen on, because I do like it. I mean, there's so many good tracks on each side. I mean, Drive My Car, Norwegian Wood, Nowhere Man, from side one and The Word and Michelle. Side two, we've got Girl, we've got In My Life, we've got Wait and Run For Your Life. But what I think really, what that swayed it was, I hate what goes on. This thing, and Wait, okay, but side one to me is just, it flows really well as well, and these are absolutely the banging songs from the Beatles. You know, Drive My Car, Norwegian Wood, Nowhere Man, The Word, Michelle. You know, 7 of them tracks are just classic Beatle tracks. So today I'm going to go with side one of Rubber Soul, because it's got so many classic Beatles songs on it. As much as I love In My Life and Girl, the second side has got the weaker sound. I think the weaker songs on this album. Okay then, that's all for today. The sun's still out and it's still bank holiday, so who knows if it's going to stay fine all day. We'll be back tomorrow, and tomorrow is Ladies' Day, the last day of August, Tuesday of August already. And tomorrow we've got 2 sisters of French descent but were raised in South Africa, and they are the Soap Girls, and myself and Nick's Vinyl Buddy have seen them live here in Northampton. And the retro ranking tomorrow is great singer, songwriter, actress Sheryl Crow. So join us for that tomorrow. So bye for now.